Hello, welcome into ZIPS Nation Insider Podcast on 330 to go. I'm Chad Welker, subbing in for Jacob Farrar once more. He needs another tire. So I know we've talked about it from a couple weeks ago. Missed an interview because of a flat. He is missing today's interview because of a flat. So subbing in, and I've got Grant Bogdan here, who's going to kind of take us into Akron athletics within the past week. A lot of events happening a lot on campus, but if you want to start, go for it, Grant.
Yeah, no, busy time on campus. If you want to start with the men's team, obviously staying hot. Every time I talk about them, I don't want to jinx them, but obviously doing so well. Currently first in the conference, 19-5, undefeated in the MAC. They've now won 13 games in a row at home. And they just had two games the most recently, one against South Alabama last week where they won 80-67. Both Nate and Tavari Johnson scored career highs in that game. So great performances by them. And then yesterday, the huge win against Western Michigan, very high scoring game, final score 105-92 there. Really just great success. You know, they've really come a long way from the start of the season with a lot of these new faces. And now it's really starting to come together as we get closer to March.
And not only is it a 12-game win streak, but it's the current longest winning streak in the nation. It's held by the Akron ZIPS. I know last night in the press conference with head coach John Gross, he said, we go 1-0, we take day by day, but it brings attention to the University of Akron. If anything this win streak has been doing, it is bringing attention to the University of Akron. Duke lost to Clemson and Auburn lost on Saturday to then allow the ZIPS to hold the longest winning streak currently in the nation at 12. They look to go for number 13 at Central Michigan in Mount Pleasant on Saturday.
Yep. Saturday, 7 p.m. That'll be a good one there. And then switching gears over to women's basketball, a little bit opposite story. Skid kind of continues over there. But I still think there's plenty of time for them to kind of get back on the right track. They're sitting in the 10th spot right now when it comes to the conference standings. Need to get to that 8 seed to get to Cleveland, get to the MAC tournament. So definitely the games are still ahead of them to be able to do that. I think it's just, starting to get the wins here now more than ever.
Sure. And Shelby Brown and Alexis Mobley, who we had on our show recently as well, just two of the top leaders. Naira Clark still improving as a freshman down low. Emily Hall running point. I'm sure I'm missing plenty of others who are contributing in their own way. And yeah, it's just going to take the ball to fall in the hoop a few more times for the victories to come. They head to Toledo this Saturday over in the Glass City.
Yes, awesome. Switching over to our spring sports that are starting up here. Softball season has begun. They've been down in South Carolina where they won. They're 4-1 to start out of the first 5 games of the year, which is extremely impressive. Great competition there. They're getting ready to head to Texas, where they're going to have a really long time in that state of Texas. 12 games there. First game starts on Friday, and then they're not going to come back until February 23rd. So.
Yeah, 10 days down in Texas, and I did get a chance to watch a little bit of the softball game against USC Upstate last Friday. Sophia Weigast hit a bomb in that contest. That was a real high-scoring affair. That was the one that they lost, the only one that they lost. Of course, it's probably when I was watching. But it was back and forth. And so looking for some big-time things to happen from softball. And it started off a great weekend, 4-1 down in South Carolina. 10 days down in Texas, 12 games. Be sure to head to gozips.com to follow the softball team and hopefully some of their successes down in Texas.
Yes, best of luck to them on that trip as they're starting off here on the right foot. Switching over to women's lacrosse, they've played 2 games so far, split that 1-1 to start the year. Tough loss against Duquesne in that first match, obviously 11-12, golden goal in overtime.
Sure.
So very close, very competitive game there. Then got the win against St. Francis 11-4.
Yeah, the St. Francis win was 4-4 at halftime, I believe. And the Zips didn't allow a goal in the second half. So
it's impressive.
Good things happening with women's lacrosse and head coach Elaine Jones in her second season, which brings us to our guest for the evening. Grant, thank you for the banter segment today.
Go Zips.
We have one of our senior co-captains coming in. You can come on in, Noelle. Noelle Boyd from Murrysville, Pennsylvania, and Franklin Regional High School. Noelle, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Chad. How are you?
I'm so excited to interview you. I know Jacob was excited to interview as well, but we've actually got to know each other over the course of the last few years with shooting video headshots and intro videos. And I'm going to start with easy question, okay?
Oh, good.
So because you gave me the intro video song yesterday, with the new video board that we have over here at InfoCision Stadium, how was that yesterday?
It was awesome. I mean, seeing our hype video up there, our whole team was so excited. Like, every time it plays, like, everyone just gets so excited about it.
And before, like, even starting all the questions that Jacob has for me to ask you, anywhere that you've played in the 5 years you've been here, does anybody compare to what we do here at Akron for the video board?
No, it doesn't compare at all. I think, like, I'll be on the field sometimes and people will, like, tell me comments about it and, like, oh, like, this is so nice. Like, your facilities and everything are so nice, and, like, that's part of it.
All right, so like I said, we're going to kind of not even start with this piece of paper I've got yet. Recruiting pitch.
Recruiting pitch.
Yeah, like what, because it actually starts with a little bit your journey to Akron.
Okay.
What was the recruiting pitch to you to get here?
To me.
And then what would you give as your recruiting pitch to get future women's lacrosse players here to Akron?
To me, it was a new program. So when I was coming in, it was going to be our second season, and the first season was COVID. So it was cut short, not even a full season for the first season. So I wanted to come in and make an impact, and I think that part of the recruiting pitch kind of sold me and wanted to bring me in. And then I came and visited campus, and I loved campus, like all the facilities again. Like, they're so beautiful and they're so nice, and they had the major that I wanted to do, so I was excited about that. Now, if I was giving a recruiting pitch to somebody else, I would say, like, if you want, like, something that's competitive to be pushed hard and, like, get better every day, then this is the place for you. And our whole team is just, like, such a family. Like, we have such a close connection.
Talk about the relationship that you kind of built, because you went under both coaches with Coach Christy Mitchell and now Elaine Jones. So it's just how that kind of chemistry has come along from the start of the program to now here we are in year 5 for you. I think it's still year 6 for the program, but
yes, year 6 for the program. I think under Christy Mitchell, like, I learned a lot. I was obviously still in underclassmen, so getting, like, that crucial experience out on the field. A lot of our team was underclassmen my first year, so we were all, like, kind of figuring it out together, which was, like, super fun to do. But now, like, with Coach Jones, like, it's like a whole new program. Like, the level of seriousness, everything is just, it's taken up a notch.
I know Coach Mitchell talked a lot about pineapple moments. Like, I know that was one of the things that I really enjoyed talking to her about, when I came to practice or what have you after a game. Do you still kind of take pineapple moments with this program right now, even with the new coach, just different version of it?
I think maybe, like a different version of it. You think about, like, something really good or really cool that's happened, and you, like, keep that in your mind. I think it's just a different version of it now.
Gotcha. Okay. So were there any concerns when you got recruited to come here play lacrosse at Akron, concerns that you had to be part of a new team?
Maybe, like, a little bit of concern. Like, I guess I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I think mostly I was excited.
Okay. And then how would you assess that first year
How
here
would I
at Akron?
assess the first year? I think I would assess our first year, my first year, like, pretty highly. I think our record was pretty decent that year.
Okay.
So I think I was a little surprised by how well we did, and that was just, like, a super fun time to be a part of the team. And obviously, like, winning is fun, and I thought we were making, like, great steps to becoming, like, a better, more competitive team.
And then I guess kind of to rewind a little bit more as well, how did you pick up a lacrosse stick?
How did I pick it up?
Yeah, and be part of a cult and a culture of women's lacrosse becoming a really successful sport across the country.
Yeah, it's definitely a growing sport, And I picked it up. I played a lot of sports growing up, but my brother played it first. And I basically did every sport that my brothers played. So my older brother started it. Every day I had to be at his practices, and my dad would be on the sidelines with me, throwing a ball with me. And then as soon as I got into third grade, I think, when I could join the women's team, that's exactly what I did. And I was so excited. And I've loved it ever since.
Did you play any other sports other than women's lacrosse?
I did. I played everything. I played softball. I played basketball all through high school. I did swimming. I did deck hockey at one point. I played it all as a kid.
So then what made you choose lacrosse out of all those sports?
It's like the competitiveness. It's similar to basketball because we run plays in motion. So, and the defense is kind of similar. And I loved playing basketball growing up, but it's just a little bit more freeing. It's a little bit more aggressive. You can play a little bit quicker because you're not dribbling a ball or anything. You can kind of run and be creative with it. And I think that's what I love about it.
Okay. So here with Noelle Boyd, she's one of our fifth-year senior co-captains on the women's lacrosse team. I guess another question to ask, part of the journey aspect of this podcast, is kind of describing yourself as a player. Now you have to take draw controls.
Yeah.
So there's a lot kind of riding on the start of a play for you and start of a play for the team. So kind of describe yourself as a player and, what are your strengths when it comes to playing?
Tough question. But yeah, the draw controls is definitely a big part of the game. It's determining the possession after every goal and the start of every quarter. So it's definitely it's a big thing. And I've always taken it, but I think that the draw has also evolved as rule changes, games, new sticks come out. When we first got here my freshman year, we had no draw sticks. And then draw sticks became this whole big thing. So I have a special stick that I use to take the draw. And I think the draw evolves. Every year, something's a little different. The refs set it up in a little different way. And it's just it's an aggressive part of the game. You're trying to get the ball against a couple other people in the middle of the field. And then, when you get it, it's awesome. When you lose it, you're shucks.
Do you have a trick of the trade? Don't spoil anything though. Because we have a long way in the season to go.
I would just say mix it up. Don't do the same thing every time.
Okay. I do remember you brought up the lacrosse stick, and I remember where you had a black lacrosse stick, and then you would switch it out regardless of whether you won or lost the draw control. So
still similar, still switch my stick. Just got a different one now.
Just got a different one. Gotcha.
Yep, newer and better.
All right, we're going to rewind back once more. We're going to go back into last year. You started all 16 matches last year.
Yeah.
You were second on the team in goals, assists, points, and shots on goal. You ranked in the top 10 in the conference in multiple areas. You were first team All-MAC. You were tied for the most wins in a season and a winning record at home last year. A lot of stuff last season.
Yeah.
Kind of take us through last season for you personally and then as a team.
So I was returning from an injury. I hadn't played my junior year, so I was coming off of that. And I think I was a little nervous in the beginning, coming off an injury. I was just didn't know what to expect, I guess. But having an awesome team around me to support me and help me be great and help elevate others as well, I think that just made it easy.
Okay. And then you also had a new coach. So what did she kind of implement in some of those facets of draw controls, and then as a midfielder, what she wanted you kind of do controlling the game?
Coach Jones is extremely smart and detail-oriented. So, skill. She put a lot of emphasis on the skills that we had, did a lot of stick work, draw work, shooting, defensive drills. I think she elevated everybody's skill level, which helped our team be successful.
Okay. And I remember last year you were, I believe you were in our preseason press conference last year. I think you were in that one.
I wasn't.
You weren't in last year?
No, I wasn't in last year.
See, I told you I was going to make a mistake. Well, the goal was, of course, to get to the MAC tournament, and you guys were close.
Yeah.
You were really close. I think one game out.
Yeah.
So you go into the off season. What we know what the goal was last year.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about it in this year's preseason press conference. So what are your goals personally, like during that off-season process?
During the off-season?
Yeah, during the off-season. And then how did you get the team to come around to making sure everybody's on that same track of off-season goals?
Yeah, so during the off season, personally, like always focusing on my fitness and getting better, keeping my stick in my hand, playing in any leagues that I possibly can over the summer, just to like keep that gameplay, keeping that game shape. To keep like other people on our team motivated, we do accountability groups. So you have like a group chat with like a couple people from every grade, including like the incoming freshmen, and we're texting about like the workouts that we're doing and if we played or something. It's just a good way to stay connected and keep each other motivated.
Okay, that's really cool that you still are playing games during off season.
Yeah.
So did you play that at home? Did you travel somewhere to like a traveling team? Like how does that work from being a college athlete standpoint?
There's like different leagues across all different cities. I was living in San Diego over the summer, so I played in one in San Diego and played games there, was asked to join another league after playing with some people that I met. So I started doing that on Wednesdays, and then they asked me if I wanted to play in a tournament in Lake Tahoe. So I went and did that too.
Wow,
so it was a fun summer of lacrosse.
Okay. Did you know anybody out? How'd you get connected in San Diego?
There's something called ULAX, and it's just in a bunch of different cities. Like I'm from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has one as well, and so I literally Googled like if they had one, and I signed up for it, and I started playing, and I just met people through doing that.
That's so cool. Like being able to travel. And did you get to travel across just the state of California? Where did you travel?
Just the state of California.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Best place out there?
Best place out there.
I mean, like to play that you remember.
I mean, playing in Lake Tahoe was beautiful.
Okay.
I'd never been there before, and it was just such a beautiful place.
Okay. All right.
But the air was like thin. I was like,
oh, so you were gassing, huh?
yeah.
Whew.
It was a struggle.
Okay. All right. So I guess the next question that Jacob wanted me to ask, again, this is Noelle Boyd. She's a member of the women's lacrosse team. She's doing outstanding with this podcast today. What does your off-season routine look like? I mean, obviously playing games is important, but maybe from the strength side, the conditioning side or cardio side, what's that like?
Definitely trying to get as much like strength work in as I can. Probably like 6 times a week, going to the gym, working out, and then going for runs. We have a packet for like all of this given to us by our strength and conditioning coaches. So it's pretty easy to follow, and you just stay on the program. Like, and that's the best way to come back when we're gearing up for fall ball and everything. Like if you're not doing it, you feel kind of behind. Okay. And I never want to feel like that.
Okay.
So
all right. So we hit summer. Now we're in fall ball.
Yeah.
So what happened during fall ball now that you're back with the team and all the ladies that you're going to play a season with?
I mean, I think we had a pretty successful fall ball. Just we knew what our goals were, and I think we were learning and building upon those goals the whole time.
Okay. All right. So now we can flash up to this season. And again, co-captain. One of the other 2 co-captains is Jalen Clinkscales and Brianne Harner. How's the relation? You guys have been here obviously the longest to get together. So how's your guys' relationship collectively, the 3 of you, and then how does it relate to the rest of the team?
I think we work pretty cohesively as a group. We're texting pretty much every day, just making sure that the team is on track. Like it's about small things sometimes, like making sure that we have the balls out for practice and that our cages are in the right place. It's just about little stuff like that sometimes, or texting about what we're wearing for practice that day. But we all work together. We make sure that everything gets covered that needs to get covered. And we try to keep the team as motivated as possible. You know, some days of practice, they're hard. And so like if we see that the team is having one of those days, we try to send out a text, maybe talk to the team, talk to people, and just make sure that we're bringing everybody up.
Okay. And is there like a, I guess, are you in charge of one class over another or in charge of another position? Like you're a midfielder, Jalen's an attacker, Brianne's a defender. Like talk about like maybe the type of leadership that each of you bring to those specific position areas.
Yeah, we definitely split it up like position wise, just naturally, that's how it is. So Jalen and I, like we'll talk to the attack if we think the attack needs a little help, or if we just want to do something fun together as attackers. Like, we'll do that together. And then Bree does the same thing with the defenders. Like, I know they go and do defense stuff together just to build that connection and stay strong together. And the midfielders, like, sometimes we stay out after practice working on draws and stuff, like just keeping everybody motivated and working together.
All right. See, I'm learning a whole bunch about how these captains are organizing their teams here. So, 1-1.
Yeah.
Tough one against Duquesne on Saturday.
Yeah.
You guys were up in that game, I think, for a majority of the game too, I believe. But then that one just kind of got away from you. But then you come back, you play St. Francis yesterday.
Yep.
Again, 4-4 at halftime, and then you guys end up winning that one 11-4. What was said at halftime, right, to shut them out? Because that's hard to do.
Yeah. Coach got on us a little bit, about some of the mistakes that we were making and about picking it up in certain areas. And I think we just came out of the locker room and we did what she said we needed to do.
Okay. All right. And you have Xavier this weekend.
Yeah.
We're not going to give them any bulletin board material, so we're not going to even ask about that. But you got Xavier this weekend. That game's going to be in the Style Athletic Fieldhouse. Game is at 2 o'clock. So make sure you come on in. It's a free event. Get to know Noelle afterwards, maybe. You saw her here on ZIPS Nation Insider Podcast. You can meet her afterwards. I'll test for that. I'll be there. So, I'm just trying to pitch you up here. So
thank you.
All right. So strengths of this year's team. What are they?
Strengths of this year's team. I think our bond is going to be a strength this year. I think we've connected a lot through fall ball and through everything, and I think that we're going to work together a lot this year, and that's going to be a strength for us.
Okay. And then you guys got a pretty tough non-conference schedule too. So if you want to just touch a little bit, there are a lot more home non-conference games this year.
Yeah.
How beneficial is it to have those home games as opposed to maybe going out on the road?
I mean, it's beneficial. You don't have to travel. It kind of keeps your schedule a little bit more consistent, which is always nice. But I think it's definitely going to prep us well for the conference games that we have coming up. We need those challenges to get better every day.
Okay. Good answers. Overall team goal for 2025 season obviously is making the conference tournament number one. Ultimate goal is winning the thing.
Yeah.
So what will it take to win the MAC this season?
I think consistency. Every day at practice, through all 4 quarters of the game, consistency.
Okay, consistency. You heard it here first. And then just talk about the team's chemistry and the leadership dynamic that you guys have going right now.
The team chemistry is great. Like, we're all such good friends. Even me being a 5th year, like, I talk to the freshmen all the time. They're funny. They keep the energy high at practice, which is like always awesome. And we try to do as much stuff out of practice to stay bonded as well, which is fun.
Is there something in particular you can share that you guys do as a team outside of practice? Yeah,
we'll do pasta dinners at my house actually, and we'll always be doing something fun and crazy like karaoke or pretty much karaoke is our go-to.
Okay, I got 2 follow-up questions for that. Best pasta that you cook, because I've got an answer. I'm not going to tell you mine. But
best pasta?
Yeah, do you have a certain pasta recipe that you make?
It's just spaghetti and red sauce.
Just spaghetti red sauce. Okay, so we're off track on that one, you and me, but that's all right.
What's yours?
I'm a chicken Alfredo guy.
Oh, okay.
Chicken Alfredo penne pasta. So
you like penne?
I go descriptive, not just spaghetti.
Okay, spaghetti and meatballs. Our team loves meatballs. We always make sure we have
Parmesan cheese, mozzarella, no cheese. No cheese? Okay.
No cheese.
See, people don't know. So, okay. Fair enough. All right. And then the other question was your go-to karaoke song.
My go-to karaoke song? I don't know that I have one. I feel like sometimes it's just, you're put on the spot. Sometimes we just pick the song and you have to sing it.
Have you done blind karaoke before?
Yes. We did that last time.
How did you participate in that one?
Yeah.
And what song did you get caught with?
Oh, I think it was The Climb by Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out Miley Cyrus.
It was awesome, yeah.
All right. Can you give us a little bit of that?
No.
All right.
Absolutely.
I had to ask. So, okay. So we have to talk a little bit as well about the freshmen and the sophomores and the transfer portal because it's new.
Yeah.
But you've experienced teammates with that through that or not really?
We've experienced some teammates transferring. I haven't really experienced any transfers coming onto the team since maybe my freshman year.
Okay.
So we've never really had to deal with anybody coming in from the transfer portal, but every year we have freshmen. We have a big freshman class this year.
Yeah.
So just making sure that everybody is integrated into the team and everybody's, getting better and making progress. And I think that's something that we always check on as captains.
Okay. All right, so these are our random questions.
Oh, yeah.
We still have a few more segments left, so don't get too excited. You're not done. Reflecting on your career here at Akron, what has been your most memorable moment so far?
Most memorable moment? This one I think is going to be a throwback to beating Kent my sophomore year.
Okay. All right. Anytime you can beat Kent is a good day.
Yeah.
Anytime. So okay, good shot out. Well, I won't go into that either. So how do you balance the demands of being a student athlete and your responsibilities as a team captain?
Just staying ahead of everything and communicating with the coaches, the other captains, your professors. That's just the best way to stay on top of all of it.
Okay. And this is where I was going off camera with my random questions because you are a student athlete.
Yeah.
What is your major?
Okay.
You told us that you changed majors.
Yes.
So what is that now? And then what's like kind of the goal, career path?
My major is exercise science right now, and I would really like to get into medical device sales.
Okay. Is there anything, I don't know anything about that. So is there anything particular you want to sell or is it just
it's a really big field, so you can sell a lot of different things. I did an internship for it over the summer in San Diego also, so that was like kind of getting me into the field a little bit, and that was exciting. So.
And what did you sell?
A lot of different things, like different medical supplies, equipment. It was a big company, so they sold a lot of stuff.
Okay, so for medical equipment, what was one of the more unique things that you had to find a way to sell?
Lasers.
All right.
Yeah, that was new for me. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, and did you sell it?
I got some meetings with people.
Okay.
I didn't actually have to do much selling, but I was
but you did the scheduling of the meeting.
Right.
Okay. All right. And you learned a lot from that internship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And do you want to go back out to San Diego to do that?
I don't know. We'll see.
If opportunity presents itself, here you go.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. All right. What advice would you give young lacrosse players who aspire to play in the collegiate level?
Put in work. Have good stick skills and email coaches. Try to get yourself known by coaches.
Okay. All right. And for those that don't know and haven't been to a women's lacrosse contest, which I had been to a few in my career prior to Akron getting a program, but some Lacrosse 101.
Lacrosse 101?
Yeah. The inspection of the lacrosse stick after a goal. What are they inspecting?
They're checking to see if your stick is legal. So you have a pocket in the stick, and they roll the ball through the front of the pocket to make sure it rolls out, and then they put it in the back of the stick and roll it out to make sure it doesn't get stuck. I think I had one goal called back last year because my stick was not legal.
Was it a crucial goal too?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
I don't think so.
How devastating would that be?
If it was a crucial goal?
Yeah.
I think I'd be pretty devastating.
Yeah, okay. I would have been too. All right. And then we did actually talk about the draw stick change, but maybe explain another just 101 of the 8-meter rule.
The 8-meter?
Yeah, I think I said that right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you get an 8-meter? Is it a penalty?
Yeah, it's like a penalty shot.
Penalty shot.
So,
is that what that is?
Yeah, any foul committed in the 8-meter on you, you get a shot, basically free throws.
Okay, all right. So, and what's the no-no to make sure you get that penalty shot?
To make sure you get it?
Yeah. Or if you're the defender.
To make sure you don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Shooting space would be the big one. So if somebody looks like they're going to take a shot, you can't be standing right in front of them.
Okay. All right. See? Education, women's lacrosse, 101. Here we go. All right. Now we're down to some more of the personal questions that have nothing to do with lacrosse or being a student athlete.
Awesome.
We're going back to Murrysville, Pennsylvania, which
Yeah.
I guess is a suburb of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, east of the city.
Okay, I've only been to Pittsburgh like twice, so we have to ask, hometown pizza.
Hometown pizza.
Where are we going for pizza night in Murrysville, PA?
We're going to Ioni's.
Ioni's.
Yeah.
And what's the special go-to order?
Special go-to order, probably just the margarita pizza is good.
Okay. All
Just
right.
simple.
Simple. Do they do pie slices or do they do it like the square cuts?
It's square cut. It's square cut, but it's thin crust.
Okay, I like to call that the Columbus cut. Like that's just me.
Okay.
But I'm from Columbus, but we don't have to go there. It's all right. All right, pre-game rituals or superstitions. Do you have any?
I don't have any.
Why not? No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
They make me nervous.
They make you nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you?
There might be some things that I like notice sometimes, but not really like, I don't really have a ritual.
So you don't put the right shoe on at
No.
the same time every single time before
No.
like 2 hours outside
No.
of first
No,
draw?
but sometimes, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but every time our strength coach warms us up, I think we lose the game.
Oh no. Oh,
And
that
she
is
warmed,
inside information.
and she warmed us up for Duquesne.
Wow. Well, I think you're going to be running at practice probably in a couple weeks when this gets out there.
Probably.
All right. Well, I guess I
Sorry, Kenna.
figure it out, Kenna. Come on, I know Kenna. She's a great person too. So, all right, last part of our Zips Nation Insider podcast is our rapid fire segment.
Oh, cool.
All right. So, first thing that you think of when I ask you this question. All right. Would you rather go back in time or go to the future?
Future.
Neat freak or clutterbug?
Neat freak.
Would you rather send a text or make a phone call? I probably already know this
Phone
answer.
call.
Whoa, I didn't know that answer. You like talking to people, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Phone call or FaceTime.
Okay. All right. Who has the best karaoke voice on the team?
Brianne Harner.
No doubt. What's her
Yeah.
go-to song?
Any of it. She'll
of it.
kill any of it.
All right. What's one that you really enjoyed her singing? That's a captain, folks.
I don't know.
Belt it out.
Yeah. She's the entertainment.
Okay. All right. Is bowling a sport? I know this is random. It's rapid fire.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. Because I can bowl. Who would? Okay, this is a good one. Who on the team would lose a race to our mascot Zippy?
Who would lose? I don't think anyone.
Oh, okay.
Am I allowed to say no one?
I mean, you can, but I mean.
Coach Jones.
Okay, there you go. Someone on the team. There you go. All right, and then last one. Who has the best taste in music on the team?
Probably Brianne again.
Okay. Shout out to the
Yeah.
captain.
Shout out Brianne.
Okay. All right. Zips Nation is eager to support you in this team. As I've mentioned, you got a game on Saturday. So I've tried to sell it. Sell coming to women's lacrosse here at the University of Akron over the course of the next few months.
It's an exciting sport. If you've never seen it before, I think I would just come out and watch and learn what you can from it. Or if you do know lacrosse, please come support us. It'll be fun.
There you go. You have it, and you've heard it here first from Noelle Boyd, one of our co-captains of our women's lacrosse team. We appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Zips Nation Insider. Chad Welker, our producer, Steve Bader, Grant Bogdan, banter segment, Jacob Farrar, who, again, come on, man, you got to get a better tire. I don't know what else to tell you. Have a great rest of your week, and you know my famous saying, and as always, go Zips.